Today we celebrate the Carver Mead New Adventures Fund and, of course, the man behind the vision, Carver Mead. One of the important facts to know about Carver, beyond Moore's Law and VLSI, but closely connected to reinvention and inspiration and possibility, is that Carver is a fifth-generation Californian. In that spirit, I want to offer some words from the novelist and historian Wallace Stegner, known as the Dean of Western Writers. Stegner writes in his book, Angle of Repose, his clock was set on pioneer time. He met trains that had not yet arrived. He waited on platforms that hadn't yet been built, beside tracks that might never be laid. This, to me, is as good a description of Carver Mead, of the New Adventures Fund, of Caltech, as they come. In today's talks, posters, and discussions, these trains will be met through our imaginations, and together we will lay the future's tracks.
Most people in life like to be grounded in things they think are facts or things that are known. They get comfort in those things, but Carver's the other way. He gets comfort when the ground is shifting, when everything's not known. And he can go out and be adventurous and try and put some framework, some understanding around those unknowns.
Let me now just turn to one aspect of the global economic impact Carver's work has brought forth. The time was early 1980 when the Taiwan's Hsinchu Science Park, aimed at emulating Silicon Valley, was newly established. At the invitation of Mr. K.T. Lee, who decades later was adoringly called the father of Taiwan's economic miracle. Carver met face-to-face with Lee, as well as visited the Industrial Technology Research Institute, ITRI. Carver's gospel of free entrepreneurism and the Silicon Foundry was heard loud and clear, and wholeheartedly believed, nurtured, and executed. And the rest is history.
Carver is really a visionary. Okay, he's done this several times where he's looked into his crystal ball and been able to tell us what's going to happen in 20 years and 30 years and so on and so forth. That's how much he trusts his gut.
Carver, often I've seen in the interviews, refers to himself as an intellectual misfit of sorts. And I think Caltech is full of misfits, students and faculty across the board.
Carver is perhaps the most generous person I know. He thinks about others before he thinks about himself. He gives to others before he takes for himself. And for those of us who have gotten the opportunity to know and be friends with Carver, we are the luckiest of all. So with that luck, go out there and question everything. Ask the hard questions and try and find the hard answers. And as you do, give some of that luck to others. And hopefully, as you do that, you will make the world a better place.
Carver is curious. He lives at the boundary between the known and the knowable, ever pushing himself and the rest of us into new territory. Carver is original. Every field he touches benefits from new ways of looking at old problems and startling ways of cracking new problems. Carver is collaborative. His co-workers come from the ranks of professors, business people, students, staff. Anyone who can make a contribution is welcome to spend a revolution or two in Carver's orbit. Carver is humble. Despite a list of honors and accomplishments that would take the ordinary genius 5 lifetimes to accumulate, Carver remains gracious, self-effacing, and just plain nice. Carver is ambitious. At Caltech, you don't just attack the problem, you go for the juggler, like Carver.
Carver has this take no prisoners approach to managing complexity. So only through clarity, one can build and truly understand. So thank you, Carver.
There's always been a groupthink that sort of ossified the field to where the intellectual exploration was done within this invisible boundary of what was acceptable. And of course, it's been said that science progresses one funeral at a time. And I think that captures the nature of groupthink. My advice to the young people here, which is our future, if you have a big groupthink, that's probably a place that you can apply a different way of reasoning and make progress. So bless you, do it.
It is now my great pleasure to welcome this year's commencement speaker, Jensen Huang. Jensen is the founder, president, and chief executive officer of this small outfit called NVIDIA, a pioneer in accelerated computing technology and one of the most valuable companies in the world. Jensen and his collaborators built NVIDIA from the ground up to take advantage of growing demand for 3D graphics and other visualization technologies. NVIDIA now is clearly the world leader as a maker of chips tailored for artificial intelligence applications. Jensen has been featured as one of Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. It is a tremendous privilege to have him with us today, so please join me in welcoming Jensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Rosenbaum, esteemed faculty members, distinguished guests, proud parents, and above all, the 2024 graduating class of Caltech. This is a really happy day for you guys. You gotta look more excited. You know you're graduating from Caltech. This is the school of the great Richard Feynman, Linus Pauling, and someone who is very influential to me and our industry, Carver Mead. Yeah, this is a very big deal. In the 80s, I was among the first generation of VLSI engineers who learned to design chips from Mead and Conway's landmark textbook. And I'm not sure if it's still being taught here. It should be, in the introduction of VLSI systems. Based on Carver Mead's pioneering work here at Caltech on chip design methodologies and textbook that revolutionized IC design. And it enabled our generation to design supergiant chips and ultimately the CPU. The CPU led to exponential growth in computing. The performance, the incredible technology advances, that's called Moore's Law, fueled the information technology revolution.